Someday you'll say that word and
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It'll break my heart to hear you say goodbye. Mama, you gave love to me, turned a young one into a woman. Mama, all I ever needed was a guarantee of you loving me. 'Cause I know there is no other love like a mother's love for her child. And it hurts so, something so strong, something because must say goodbye. Ooh, yeah. Goodbye's the saddest word I'll ever hear. Goodbye's the last time I will hold you near. Someday you'll say that word and I will cry. It'll break my heart to hear you say goodbye. But the love you give will always be there. You'll always be there every time I
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious dear that grace appeared the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been songs. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
You are the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Fly away. You let me fly so high. You, the wind beneath my wings. Oh, you, the wind beneath my wings. So high I almost touch the sky. Thank you, thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. What you are, unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you thus clings to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows.
that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe.
Then why shouldn't I also believe?
I believe above the storm, for the smallest prayer will still be heard.
I believe that someone in the great somewhere, yeah, his every word
Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the star, then I know why I believe.
Through the back window of a '59 wagon, I watched my best friend Jamie slipping further away. I kept on waving till I couldn't see her, and through my tears I asked again why we couldn't stay. Mama whispered softly, time will ease your pain. Life's about changing, nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you to say goodbye? It's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try. How can I help you to say goodbye? I sit on our bed, he packed his suitcase. I held a picture of our wedding day. His hands were trembling, we both were crying. He kissed me gently, and then he quickly walked away. I called up Mom, she said time will ease your pain. Life's about changing, nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you say goodbye? It's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try. How can I help you to say goodbye?
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made. Memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get well soon cars and stuffed animals. Poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. But I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, you'll say hallelujah, you're home. I fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, you'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
tide recedes but leaves behind bright seashells on the sand. The sun goes down and gentle warmth still lingers on the land. The music stops and yet it lingers on in sweet refrain. For every joy that passes, something beautiful remains. Something beautiful does remain, the beautiful memories that you have of a loving mother, grandmother and friend. I speak of Ivy, Lily and Lynn. Welcome as we gather in the beautiful surrounds of this cemetery where Ivy will be laid to rest with her dear Bill. I would also like to welcome those who are unable to be with us and are joining us by live stream. My name is Delma Carpenter, a funeral celebrant, and along with Simon and his colleagues from Parkside Funerals, we feel privileged to have been asked to conduct this service for you. As Ivy suffered with dementia for a number of years, these may be your most recent memories of her, but today I'm going to ask you to look beyond those times. After all, they are a very small part of the 92 years of life that she led. What a wonderful life Ivy lived. She achieved in life what we all aspire to achieve, a life filled with love, family and happiness. And this is not to say it was without its challenges. She certainly faced those, but they were minor in comparison to the joy she received and the love that she gave. Ivy left our world last Saturday, and while we want to celebrate her life today, it does not and should not take away the sadness that you feel. So today is a day of mixed emotions. While there's no one here who would wish her back to endure what she had, she was still here, a constant in your lives. When we lose a loved one, it can turn our whole world upside down, and we need to process the accompanying grief, and this takes time. It can feel like a piece of your life jigsaw has been removed, and however you rearrange the pieces, they never quite fit the same. There is one constant truth that will hold true. You will always be connected to her by the love you shared and the memories that you hold. I'd now like to invite Jodie to come forward to read God's Garden.
God looked around his garden, and he found an empty place. He then looked down upon this earth and saw your tired face. He put his arm He put his arms around you and lifted you to rest. God's garden must be beautiful. He always takes the best. He knew that you were suffering. He knew you were in pain. He knew that you would never get well on earth again. He saw the road was getting rough and the hills were hard to climb, so he closed your weary eyelids and he whispered, "Peace be thine." It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home.
Let's now take a look at Ivy's life and take you back to the year 1928, and it was in Perth, Western Australia, that Julia and William Watts welcomed their youngest daughter Ivy Lillian into the world. Ivy had two older sisters, Mary and Joy, who are now deceased. Living through the Great Depression, times were tough. There were lots of people out of work and families battled to make ends meet. It was during this period that Ivy's father died. She was just 9 years old. To support the family, her mother took in washing and cleaned houses. As was common in those days, children left school anywhere between the ages of 12 to 14, and then it was off to work. When Ivy left school, Australia was in the midst of World War II, and Ivy joined the Women's Land Army. The Land Army met the shortfall in rural labour when the farmers and their labourers were required to serve in the armed forces. We think it was at a dance that Ivy met a handsome young football star named Bill Lynn. They both enjoyed each other's company and their relationship developed, and they married in Perth in 1948. They lived in Kenwick, a suburb of Perth, where Ivy created a warm and loving home to raise her children, Diane, Julie, Kate, Jodie and Bill. Bill was a fireman, and her husband Bill was a fireman and was offered a position in Exmouth at the US Naval Base. The family moved in 1967, making it their home for the next 16 years. Being an avid reader and loving books, Ivy worked as a librarian at the town library. Life was busy for Ivy, working at the library, keeping house and looking after her family. She was the traditional cook, the family said amazing, in fact. For many of you would remember her cauliflower au gratin, her custard cream kisses, her lasagna and bread and butter pudding. Then there were the rum balls and the shortbread that she made at Christmas and delivered to her neighbours and friends. How special that many of you have her handwritten recipes and that they're treasures for you to keep. Ivy sewed all her children's clothes, with many of the girls having matching outfits, and we must not forget the nighties she made with the pillow slips to match. When they grew out of them, she made them into memory blankets. Whatever her children were involved in, Ivy was never far away. She was heavily involved in the Girl Guides and established the first Girl Guide company for Exmouth. She then went on to be the Regional Commissioner for the northwest of Western Australia. Along with Bill, Ivy helped to identify and establish a camp for guides 7 kilometres out of Exmouth at Mowborough Creek, a beautiful site near the beach and the creek suitable for outdoor activities. Ivy's creative flair and her sewing skills came to the fore when the Exmouth Gala Day parade was on. She had the reputation for making the craziest costumes and having a standout float. It was a fun time for all involved, including Ivy. Ivy was an incredible example of volunteering and giving back to her community. She became involved with the local SES at Exmouth, volunteering her time as a radio communicator. She went to Mount Macedon for all her training and after a time took on the leadership role of president of the group. We cannot imagine how it must have been for Ivy on one end of the radio responding to emergencies such as cyclones, fires and other emergencies. She also became involved with the Exmouth Lioness Club, volunteering her time with activities in the community. She enjoyed singing and was a member of the choir, the Choral Tones. I'm told she liked to have a bit of fun and got up to a bit of mischief with the choir. Ivy's birthday was on the 13th of June, and she referred to herself as being Lucky 13. It was only the third time that she bought tickets in the Mater lotteries, and you guessed it, she won a house in Brisbane along with a new car. It was in 1983 that Bill and Ivy moved to Brisbane to enjoy their new home and retirement. It wasn't long before they became involved in the community. It was not a lioness club, so Ivy established the first one in Brisbane and encouraged other like-minded women to join. She became involved as a volunteer in a special school and established an extension guide unit for girls with special needs, supporting and helping them to have the same opportunities as their peers. Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give." How true that was of Ivy. Her giving and dedication did not go unnoticed. It was a proud day for Ivy when she was awarded the Lions Club International Melvyn Jones Award for the recognition of her humanitarian work in the community. The year was 2003. Both Ivy and Bill had retired. They were wanting to live in a cooler climate and be near family, so made the decision to move to Tasmania. It was not an easy time for Ivy when Bill died just 2 years after they moved. So as time moved on, she picked herself up and got on with life, but understandably it was never quite the same. 7 years ago, Ivy was showing signs of dementia and moved to live at Yamina Park Home for the aged, for the extra care and support that she needed. Ivy was a selfless person. She had a heart of gold, and her generosity goes way beyond what is expected of anyone. She worked tirelessly for her community, but above all, her family and her friends were the core of who she was. She formed many lifelong friendships over the years. Kath, Shirley, her niece, Patsy Lee, Ruth, Bonnie, and Mavis, friendships that she dearly treasured. We say hello to Kath and Shirley, who may be joining us by live stream today. When it came to her family, Diane, Julie, Kate, Jodie, and Bill, her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, you were all such an important and integral part of her life. Her love for you was endless and selfless. After a life of 92 years, one that has left such wonderful memories, Ivy died peacefully on the 31st of October 2020. I'd now like to invite Bill to come forward, and he's going to read us a letter to Nana from granddaughter Amy.
Thank you. When my dad passed away quite a few years ago, I knew exactly what I wanted to say at his funeral. I idolised him and I wanted to be exactly like him. With Mum, we had a very different relationship, although still a very special connection for a whole range of different reasons. I really struggled to put in words what I wanted to say today. Fortunately, I've been saved once again by one of my beautiful girls. Unknown to me, my youngest daughter had penned a letter to Nana, which I believe captures a beautiful tribute to her. I also know my family are hurting because they can't be here today. So I'd like to read to you a letter to Nana. To dear Nana, there is only one way to say it, and that is, I love you with my whole heart. I don't believe your life is one that we should dwell upon and grieve in awful amounts of pain, but one that we should be celebrating, as well as remembering the legacy of your achievements and goals. As a young 15-year-old that doesn't have much experience in the world, there is one main thing that you taught me, and that is to take life as it comes to you. You can't always control things that happen or how other people act. Although I do know everything happens for a reason, and even though I nor anyone else could ever wish death upon you, I know you were struggling, feeling stressed, and not living a comfortable life. But now you have entered a safe place, heaven, and God would not welcome anyone else with wider arms than with you. The even better part is now, 15 years later, you can reunite with Papa. He would have been waiting for you to only give you more grief, as I assume he did before anyway. As a mother of 5 children, one of those the youngest and the only boy being my dad, you were an exceptional role model, mentor and leader to them all, raising them to have the highest integrity and loyalty they could possibly offer. I know this because of Dad and his immense amount of love and care for us, Mum, Abby and myself. Everyone should know how incredibly lucky you were, not only with astounding the doctors when you only had a small chance of living after childbirth, but also with your incredible so-called talent in winning things. I don't believe there are many people around that can say they won a Martyr Prize home. But you can, because your spirit is filled with luck. But I don't believe it is all luck. As a very strong believer of karma, and being the incredibly inspiring, motivational, and kind-hearted person, I think God saw all the good you were doing and decided that maybe He should give back to you. After all, you put every other person before yourself without fail. I believe this. Your willingness to help others is something everyone is bound to remember you by, along with the many other memories that only bring a smile to my face and joy to my mood. One sad fact about life is it must come to an end. So I believe everyone has to live life to the fullest, which you did with flying colours. You achieved things only others could dream of, winning international awards for the Lions Club, starting the first Girl Guides camp in Exmouth, and many other things that has created the legacy you have left behind. I know you are looking down on us, with Papa right by your side, laughing and catching up on the 15 years you spent separated. I know you will protect me, guide me, and help me through everything in life. You will protect and support me, but most of all, you will love me. One day we will meet again, and with Papa, but hopefully not for a while. Together, we will be up there watching down on my own children, and maybe even grandchildren. Anyway, Nana, I love you so very much. Words cannot even explain. I hope you have the most amazing and peaceful time up there with God and Papa. Lastly, I would just like to say how much you inspire me and how much I look up to you. With all the love from my heart, Amy, one of your favourite grandchildren. Rest in peace, my beautiful Ivy. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Amy's words were beautiful. I'd now like to invite another favourite grandchild, Miranda, to come forward, and she's going to read a tribute to Nan.
I don't have anything particularly profound to say. In fact, almost everything's already been said. My tribute to you today is about the moment, not about the big moments, but the little moments with you. And Nan, you had an impressive 92 years of both big and little moments. The other night, we sat around your bed, and at first we mourned and cried, but after a while we sat and we started to tell stories about your life. And from the tears, there were smiles and laughter as we remembered all the little things. And one particular thing we talked about was, yes, your luck in life, but in fact we know that your life wasn't always easy, and how you grew up in a time that most of us couldn't even fathom. However, despite your hardship, you never let it turn you mean or cruel. You lived your life with generosity and kindness. And this was a prominent lesson that I have taken, that in a world that sometimes seems to be on fire in 100 different ways, to always try and live your life with a little bit of kindness. And it was profound to spend the last few minutes with you on this earth, and I want to say that Lauren and I both love you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Miranda. I'd now like to invite Julie to come forward, and she's going to read a special poem written for Ivy by her husband Bill.
Thank you. Just before Dad died, he wrote these words for Mum. It is called Hello and Good Night. When you get old and grey and feeling down and out, smile and say hello or good night, but never say goodbye. As I am passing through this life, I always say hello or good night and smile. I love you all, especially my wife, who has helped to gather strength I love her dearly and say good night, never goodbye, and never to say goodbye again until eternity. I will love you all again and again, only to say hello and never ever a goodbye. All my friends and nurses too, I always say hello and never a goodbye. If you look up at the sky at night, you will see a star that's very bright. It will be me saying good night, not hello or goodbye. I'll be asking St. Peter to let me in, and I'll be asking old St. Peter to forgive any sins. And as you enter the pearly gate, I'll be there to greet you, and with a grin and say hello, never again in eternity, never ever say goodbye, just hello or good night. All my dear friends, I won't forget you, so it is now once again time to say thank you all and good night. Did I hear someone shed a tear? I hope not, because there is no fear. I'll be passing through to greener pastures, grown greener than they are here. God, I'm sorry. I will always say hello and never ever say goodbye again. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. I'm sure you take comfort in knowing that Mum and Dad are together again. We now give thanks for Ivy's life and all the gifts that she brought into your lives. Her loving, gentle nature, her generosity and kind heart, her sense of humour, her loyalty, integrity and hard work, her selflessness, her sense of community, her strength and resilience, her love and her care for all of you. All the things about Ivy that you never want to forget. So as I place these petals, may they symbolise Ivy's love for you. Why does it take a minute to say hello and forever to say goodbye? Saying goodbye for the final time is never easy. Love is the carrier of life, and death does not sever love. It creates a new pathway for love's bonds to continue throughout the rest of our lives. Ivy will be found in the love you carry for her in your hearts. Be happy that she lived. Be joyful that you were part of her life. Cherish the memory of the sound of her voice and the freedom of her laughter. Cherish her concern and her care for you. May we now take comfort in saying the 23rd Psalm, "The Lord is my shepherd." The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Stephanie, Hannah and Miranda are now going to place flowers on behalf of the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren.
Over the rainbow, way up high, there's a
As a special Girl Guide tribute to Ivy, Kate and Di will be placing pebbles on her coffin, symbolising gone home.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why and why can't I?
It is now time for the committal. Please stand if you are able. To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose on earth, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to mourn, and a time to rejoice. Ivy, Lily and Lynn, tenderly and reverently we give your body to Mother Earth, from which all things come, and to which all things in the end return. We take comfort in knowing that you go to be with your dear Bill. We honour your journey through life. We are forever grateful that you've been part of our lives. May you go forward into this next chapter of your journey with great love and respect. We sadly bid you farewell. May we leave here today inspired by Ivy's warmth and courage. Let us value each breath we take and every life we touch, and know that love is everlasting. May peace be with you. For those of you who are live streaming with us today, when we go back to refreshments, there'll be an audio-visual presentation of photos of Ivy and the family, if you'd like to stay online and watch the photos.
Mama, you gave life to me, turned a baby into a lady. And Mama, all you had to offer was a promise of a lifetime of love. Now I know there is no other love like a mother's love for her child. And I know a love so complete someday must say goodbye. Oh, goodbye's the saddest word I'll ever hear. Goodbye's the last time I will hold you near. Someday you'll say that word and I will cry. It'll break my heart to hear you say goodbye. Mama, you gave love to me, turned a young one into a woman. And Mama, all I ever needed was a guarantee of you love. I know there is no other love like a mother's love for her child, and it hurts so